Hello, YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Transport Fever 2 Strategy and Tactics, Episode 12. So, yesterday, in our last episode, we set up our first little hybrid line and did our first foray into goods. Now that we've lifted that restriction, and I think we're doing pretty well here. As far as things go here, we got a pretty constant supply here. This is about to level itself up. We could probably stand to do with a little bit more cars here, rather trucks. Let's go for 6 more of these bad boys. And you're all line 1. Just so we have like a constant spam of it. Basically as much as the road can take. Down here to Boydberg, we're starting to make more bread than even the Shona steam wheeler can handle. But I figure, as the line grows, we could upgrade the train to even faster and faster. And I'm sure the towns are certainly appreciating it. They're certainly chewing through the bread fast enough. But it's fine that Boydberg's got kind of a smaller appetite, being a smaller town, because we'll just fill them right back up again. So it's a nice thing. I don't want to expand this line too crazily. So it is time we moved on to greener pastures. Well, so to speak, here in Death Valley. Now, so I've been doing some more surveying as to other bits that we can do, and I was pondering my approach. The 2 main approaches I was thinking is either building up the edge cities here, like Joshington and Mount Aurelius, up and up and up, to basically start feeding them more, or having them grow more passengers, which will feed gradually more passengers into my passenger system, which will increase everything else. Or do I go for the throat? Do I go for the thing that I was gnashing my teeth about? The goods and the machinery. Because the whole reason I was upset upon discovering this map's initial generation is that you can't, when you're first starting out, you have $0 real dollars to your name, you have a $5 million loan, and you can borrow $5 more million, but nothing else. That's not enough capital to get into effectively producing machines or consumer goods because of the number of different steps and stops involved. That's no bueno. You'll run out of cash before you get that run up and running, and you'll probably go broke, or at the very least stagnate really early in the game, which is bad. But now that we're just getting into cargo, but we also have a rather large income to our name, we could actually grab the bull by the horns. And you know what? I think we're going to do that. We're going to go straight for the jugular and get those goods, the hardest goods first, the bread notwithstanding. That was our warm-up. So I was looking around and I looked at Mimicon. Mimicon is one of the 3 largest cities, which all demand the consumer goods and the machinery. And let's look at what we have here. We've got ourselves a machines factory, which requires planks and steel. We've got a sawmill and 11 billion wood deposits nearby. So we've got more than enough raw wood to keep this sawmill busy, which is more than enough. Well, it actually is exactly enough to keep this machines factory busy. On the steel side of the equation, because remember, no black holing, we've got this steel mill here. We've got a pair of coal mines right nearby. That's really handy. And then down south here, we've got a pair of iron mines. In order to keep a single steel mill busy, you need 2 of each raw material, if memory serves. Could be 4 of each, but I think it's 2 of each. So we've got the raw materials, we've got the sub-producers, and we've got the primary producer to make a copious amount of machines. Now, we're obviously going to want to feed this directly to Mimicon, and Mimicon's going to grow like a weed for it, but my goal here is to make more machines than Mimicon can digest and start sending the excess down the arteries of our network. And that will grow Melanopolis and New Jetstream City as well, which will then grow everything else, passenger-wise. So that's my plan. That is what we are going for. So let's start with the wood. Now, the wood here, I am going to be utilizing a lot of trucks here for some of these routes. Not all of them. I know trucks are kind of boring, but they're also kind of useful. So one thought I have here is if we use a truck that can carry both types here, we can have it come down, bring raw wood from here, and process them into planks here, and then go on the return trip, drop off the planks. Actually, we could probably do that with a train too, if we really wanted to. That might not be a bad idea, especially if we. Well, I don't want to spin by here, but we could do like a train like this. Bring it down this way. That might be useful. We could also possibly sort of bring that into a have like sort of like a spinal line right here with a loop, and we can get some cars in here to bring the iron the iron ore over to there. Yeah. So you know what? I think no, we're not gonna default to cars. To trucks rather, because that is a little bit boring. So let's be exciting and economical. Let's make money and enjoy it while we're at it. All right, I'm gonna start these stations out, and I'm gonna make these things. Let me think. The best. Yeah, we want a longer station here, although this can get very expensive very quickly. Because you want longer stations with cargo. You know what? Let's go for the 240. We'll go for the 240. Not quite max size. And we want to put you up to here. Like so. Yeah, that's fine. And then, you know what? We're just going to sever these roads. We don't need them. You're isolated by truck, but we ain't servicing you by truck. All right, and now we're going to go here. Yeah, I actually think that's the correct answer. And then we'll have we'll do a cargo terminus. Oh, that's cargo terminus. We only need one line on this thing. Have you, like, say, there. Perfect. Yeah, well, trying to think the best place for the second bit of wood, because I want these two coming up to here. I mean, I guess we could just truck it and do trucks for this little nub right here. Because I'm trying to think of a more efficient way to get these into here. Without completely wrecking what the purpose of the line is. I mean, I guess we could do like a little thing here, but this to here, that's not going to be profitable with a train. We'll truck it with this one. So let's get some tracks in here, and I'm gonna set this thing up for loop-de-looping right from the get-go. So that cooks into that. Now up here we're gonna split. We're gonna split a little bit. I think this one actually needs to plug into both of these. That's good. So you, my friend, are going to plug into here. The train's being surprisingly cooperative here, but I'll take it. Well, maybe not so much at the end there, but whatever. Okay, so we've got our first bit of lumber here. Yeah, because each of these put out 400, so 2 lumber camps will keep this at max level busy. We learned that in our original series. It just seems so wasteful not to... I mean, I guess if we wanted to sort of grab some more of the distance for it, we could bring it up here, but nah, I think it is. I'm going to side with pragmatism here. You know, we're doing a little fancy pantsness, but we can also do a little bit more pragmatism to balance that out. Yeah, I'm okay. Well, actually, if we're going to be going from here, we might as well get the extra cash while we're at it. And actually, we don't even need a full stop here. We just need the truck unload stop. We'll put you by a natural UE spot here. That technically makes it, but I want the extra cash. We will need the truck stop here. And so now this makes it about as straight a line as we can get. Okay, so new line. This will be the nice simple one. These 2. Buy vehicles. Seed the line. Thank you, autosave. Thank you, autosave. Thank you. Again, just seeding the line. We'll work on massaging the numbers in a little bit. Now here, what we're going to do is we're going to start out at the raw wood, pick up the raw wood, pull it, go through here, deliver it all the way to the sawmill. Now, the raw wood from here plus the processed wood from here will be a full load of planks, which can then be brought here. And then we go back. So that works out nicely. And then that train would be perfect with the slotted cars because those can handle both raw wood and planks. So it works out nicely. Yeah, we'll do a new train depot. I'm not going to try and fish one out of the one all the way down there and send it along. Like so. Okay, beautiful. So what we're going to do here, now this one, so the power here, I'm looking at this one, because speed is not necessarily of the essence here, and I'd rather pay for power over raw speed. But then again, we have those faster cars. The flatbeds with side stakes, we can do the 50-kilometer-an-hour flavor, but we can also do this one, the fancy pants one here. That might not be a bad thing. And since that can go up to 80, we can use, I wouldn't spring for the A35 here because that thing's expensive as hell. But I wouldn't mind the PLM one. It's certainly got more power. It's got double the power. And while it's a bit more than double the upkeep, it's in line. Compare that to like this thing, which is 600. That's in a whole other league. I ain't touching this thing for a little while. And yes, I know I can upgrade that. But I think we might do the PLM 220 here, with the higher test cars so that we can go 60 along here. Cause the alternative is the Prusse, which is only, yeah, see, this only has a little bit more power. It's a little bit more expensive. I have no clue why we want to do this. The Prusse is better for the speed anyway. I mean, it's got less tractive effort. Yeah, it's got the only thing it's got is a little bit more power, and it's a little smaller. That's it. It's not even cheaper to maintain or to buy. So, meh. F that. All right, yeah, let's go for the PLM. And the, well, do we want the fancy pants cars? You know what? I'm going to start low tech and then we'll upgrade as needed. So I'm going to go with the Prusse. I'm going to go with the Prusse and I'm going to go with the lower tech cars. We can always upgrade them to the higher tech cars. So we've got 240 meters here, which means we can keep buying here. We're still at mediocre. Even with all of these, it's fine. It's not going to go super duper fast, but we don't need it to go super duper fast. And we can afford a $4 million price tag once we borrow some money. $32 cars. And get on there, line 5. I know I'll rename the lines and the trains once I get some name in-game patrons who might want to sponsor and get their names on some of these trains. All right, so that technically takes care of the plank side of the equation. But again, no black holing. We want to start up, at the very least, start up our consideration for the iron ore. I mean, I'm not going to begrudge a little bit of planks going first because it's going to take a while to get these up and running. Wow, you just naturally spawned with no road attachment. Can we do the Omni plank here? The Omni station where we put one in the middle? These two might be close enough for us to pull that off. Might be. Keyword might. We want to start our route to where it will touch and draw a little, yeah, like that. We want the little mini road coming off our thing. I don't think we're going to be able to. Whoa, no. Yeah, you know what? I don't think that's going to happen. I seriously do not think that's going to happen. I think it may be better just to draw these in on itself. Jeez, this thing's getting expensive. Now I see the hills. Let's scoot you around some of these hills. I mean, we could train it. We could train it. That is going to be a lot of coal that we're going to need to move, so it might be worth it to train. I do wish we could Omni state. Actually, you know what? Maybe we can still Omni station this thing. Watch this nonsense. This is advanced teleportation techniques here, which may or may not work. All right, actually here. So here's what we're going to do. We're experimenting here, folks. This is bleeding edge science here. But I think it might save us a lot of pain in the buttness later on. Oops. All right, we're just going to draw you out to here. Out to here. Okay, now we do this, and we draw it until you no longer... Goodness. We can't bridge it. Oh well. All right. So I might tweak that off screen a little bit, see if I can make that work. But at the very least, I think we got our first initial line here going. Let's speed up some time so that we can actually make some money. Yeah, we're gonna need a whole bunch more of these. Look at this nonsense. Yeah, get in there. 128 lumber for the whole thing. Now yeah, good. I'm glad that we're starting all the way over here because I want you to start putting that lumber on there. Now, part of this thing is the demand for the forests. The forests aren't going to actually aren't going to be actually putting that much out until we level this sawmill up. This sawmill getting leveled up is going to be key because then it'll actually start demanding 400 instead of 200, and these two lumber yards will actually be able to put out and actually make us some cash. In the meantime, this is going to be a bit of a black hole, but our earnings seem to be fighting against it anyway. And I have a feeling it will not be long before this sawmill is up and running and fully operational here. I don't think I want to tell you to stay there until you're full as much as I really want to. Like, I really do kind of want to, but it might just be sitting there for ages. And we kind of want to get the throughput going. Maybe once the line's matured a little bit more, we can tell it to do that. All right, folks, I think we have a decent start here. Still a little miffed that my experiment did not work, but that's kind of what I get for cheesing this. Let's destroy this abomination. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to truck it from one place to another, which means also that I need to upgrade some of these roads. So that we're not beholden to the speed limits too badly here. Get you two hooked up. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a big rail station here to carry basically all of this coal plus the trucked in coal from here, the combined coal up to here. And then actually, you know what? We could make it a there and back again type of deal where we go and grab all the coal, dump it off, and then send that same train to like up here, send that same train up here and then grab the next part of it. That might not be a bad idea, actually. We don't necessarily need to get involved in here. We could also, what we probably want to do is we probably want to loop it in here because ultimately we want a train to deliver stuff to the steel mill here. That might be a smart thing to do. That also might be a way to tap into this, and we could actually get rid of these trucks too. That's all right. You know what? My gears are turning. Pun not intended, but pun appreciated nonetheless, given that we're dealing with machines here. But I think I've got a plan. So let's continue executing this plan, because this is going to be a multi-step plan to get these machines up and running. But I think the end result will be pretty delightful. So if you guys, God dang, Melanopolis, even before we get our core cities growing, this thing's growing like a weed. And yes, I haven't forgot about those bigger, fancier trams. We'll get to them. But right now, my mind is in cargo land. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya.